We give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rakah, Kudash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone wow, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom, wa abba. This is Psalm 63 and 1, a psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O Elohim, thou art my power. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. Right? Because he was going to send the Elohim into the valley of the dry bones. So King David is actually prophesying. Oh no, I was gonna look at what was it? Oh yeah, interlinear, and just to show that that's what that says there, Elohim, right there, Elohim. All right, Psalm David, Elohim. Oh, so it says God, Allah, the power. See, God like it's small g. All right, it's dealing with the elect. All right. So the power is with his elect, which King David is the first under Yahweh Shai as the elect. All right. And he came and prophesied in Babylon as King Masha after Abba Bivens. All right. Now I'm going to just jump down to verse 9. It says, but those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth, which were greatly hated because the world hates us. And the reason the world hates us is because it hates our master, Yahweh's son, Yahweh Shai. Excuse me. It says in verse 10, they shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in power. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Which the so-called Caucasian, the red devil the Bible speaks of, built his kingdom on lies, all right? And this is why they want to come against us violently, all right? Because we tell the truth, Revelation 14 and 1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh's son, stood on the Mount Sion, the Israelites, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written and his son's name in their foreheads. Verse 5, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh through Yahweh Shai. So anyone that comes against us, they're going to meet their fate, which is death, and a horrible death at that. All right. Let me see, Psalm 111, 112. It's the last verse right here. It says in 112, Psalm 112, verse 9, he had dispersed, he hath given to the poor. His righteousness endureth forever. So when you come against us, you coming against that commandment, that his righteousness endureth forever. Because you're trying to stop it by coming after us, coming against us. His horn shall be exalted with honor. The wicked shall see it, which they see it. That's why they're doing what they're doing, right? Really, all that shit in LA, that's orchestrated by the left hand, starting with the so-called white race, the red devil the Bible speaks of. It says, and be grieved, right? They're tired of seeing us tell our people, be upright, repent, return to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. He shall gnash with his teeth his military. What did he do? He just sent his Marine Corps to LA and melt away, because the end is nuclear destruction for this place. The desire of the wicked shall perish. The desire of the so-called white race, starting with their elite, shall fail. It's going to perish just like them. And they're going to perish just like their dung. All right. All right. Matthew 18:6. It says, but whoso, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, that's why it's in red writing. But whoso shall offend one of these least, but whoso shall offend, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, believe in Yahushai, one of the Israelites that believe in Yahushai, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the deep depth of the sea. All right. So I'm going to read that again. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, his Israelites that believe in him, which believe in me, which, they offend us daily. It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea, that you suffered Noah's flood. Because now this time it's by fire. It's a greater judgment. It's a second death, and it's going to be by fire. So he's saying the terrible death, the terrifying death that you would suffer, it would be better for you to be drowned in the sea like in Noah's time than now, because it's going to be by fire. It says, woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. Once again, they offend us every day. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh, right? Because the Lord's going to avenge us. He's not just going to leave us here and let his words be void. All right? He's going to avenge us. It says in Revelation 19 and 20, it says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, the implantable microchip, and them that worshipped his image, the system of the so-called white race. And you have the beast, which he has a beast system, America, which is a whore that rides the beast, European Union is the beast, their teeth are NATO, which America is part of NATO, and the false prophet, which is starting with the Roman Catholic Church and the rest of these false churches like the Christianity, Islam, that all came back from the Roman Catholic Church. All right. So if you believe in those false religions as an Israelite, you're going to die with it. It says, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So anyone that believes in the doctrines of these false religions, you receive the mark of the beast, you want Esau's system, the beast system, to continue, you're all going to be in the lake of fire. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, talking about Yahushai, and the chariot which he rides, which he's going to shoot fire out of the mouth of the chariot. Look at the movie Independence Day or War of the Worlds. That's what's going to happen on a greater level. And all the fowls were filled with their flesh, which he's coming with the host of heaven. All right. Now, let's see here. It says in Revelation 18 and 20, it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh sending his son hath avenged you on her. So all them that offend us, they're going to suffer a horrible death worse than the time of Noah. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, a.k.a. America, a.k.a. spiritual Sodom, a.k.a. spiritual Egypt, be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. And that's a good thing, man. Look at the world. Look at the state of the world. Look at the state of the people. And you got these fucking Edomites ruling over us, and then they put women over us, right? You can't be in a lower state than what we're in right now under the so-called filthy fucking white people. So-called white, because they're not white, they're red. All right, that's why they're the red devil the Bible speaks of. Isaiah 3, verse 10, it says, "Say ye to the righteous of Israel that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings, for life and death is in the power of the tongue." And we're speaking life, right? Telling you about Yahushai, all right? It says, "Woe unto the wicked," starting with that so-called white race, and then the 2/3 that follow them of our people. They're going to be destroyed together. "It shall be ill with him, nuclear destruction of his kingdom. For the reward of his hand shall be given him. As for my people," I'm going to get that in the NLT, it says it better. It says, "Childish leaders oppress my people," talking about that so-called white race. They're like children, "and women rule over them, which they set the woman up. O my people, your leaders mislead you." Why? Because you got devils ruling, and they set up false leaders like MLK or the other one. There's MLK, and then there's I can't even remember his name right now. Oh, it don't matter. It says they send you down the wrong road. Even MLK said that. Martin Luther King, he said that he led his people into a burning building, which is America. It's going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles, right? And then he got them to think that segregation was evil and that you wanted to coexist with this filthy fucking red devil, right? And now your people are wicked like that fucking wicked red devil, right? They're from what they were when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, that's that other devil I was thinking about. Malcolm X, right? From there till now, you see what happened, you know. Jake was separated. You had women that had real hair. You had women that had dresses on. You had women that somewhat respected their husband and honored their home. But after Martin Luther King and MLK and and those are the same person. I'm sorry. Malcolm X is who I meant to refer to, and these other false leaders, right? Look at P. Diddy. That was a leader to the so-called black community, right? And look at what happened to him. So what's going to happen to them that follow him? They're going to fall into that same pit. You see, and pretty much they're going to lead you to the implantable microchip, the mark of the beast, all right, at the end of the day, and you're going to be destroyed with it, right? For it says, "All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world through the prophets. First we say it and then it happens. The sword, famine, death, and destruction, even the sword. It was prophesied that these red devils, the so-called filthy fucking Caucasian, would have multiple kingdoms, the Greeks, the Romans, and then now you have this beast system, right? The European Union and America, the whore that rides this beast, the European Union. It says famine, which they bring the so-called white race, the red devils, they bring famine, death, and destruction, and they have this nuclear missile which they intend to use for destruction, but it's going to be the destruction of their kingdom. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. And what they're doing is trying to take us out of the truth. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. See? So the Lord is going to avenge us swiftly. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, which the so-called white men, the red devil, they intend to try to slaughter us. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, which is talking about America. Egypt was already fallen. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues. So he's going to smite America, spiritual Egypt, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's when we're going to look and rejoice on our enemies perishing. It says in Malachi 4 and verse 3, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith Yahweh of hosts. Remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with statutes and judgments. So repent, right? But we're going to get to see all our enemies that offended us perish in that lake of fire, and we're going to rejoice, man. We're going to be happy to see it. I know I am. I'm going to, man, I can't long for that. I mean, I long for that day to where I see these fucking red-skinned fucking serpents in that lake of fire, man, wailing, you know. It says in Revelation 19, which one was it? No, 14. Revelation 14. And let's see. Might be up here. Oh, yeah, right here. So I'll start at 8. It says, and there followed, Revelation 14 and 8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is America, and it is fallen when it is destroyed with nuclear missiles. It says, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which the whole world is going to be mandated that they have a implantable microchip for buying and selling. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, that so-called white race, which rules the world with his beast system, which is in the image of Rome, and his image, the beast system, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine, which that mark is the implantable microchip. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh when he sends his son Yahweh Shai, the judgment which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is America. The judgment is that nuclear destruction. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, which the brimstone is sulfur, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. See, we're gonna rejoice. We're gonna watch you perish. We're gonna enjoy your destruction. And I know I want to. I know I want to, man. I want to. Oh, tired of these fucking red devils, man. I want to see them go down in shame, man. Let me see. Holy angels. When you look up that word angel, it's pertaining to the prophets. A messenger, envoy, one who is sent, an apostle, an angel, a messenger from Yahweh. When you come down here, Strong's definition, it actually tells you, by implication, a pastor, the prophets that are out here giving you this message, the innocent that he's going to deliver, and we're innocent to the blood of Yahweh Shai. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham Ha'Rakakodash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abababal.